Welcome to the Steve Curcio podcast, the show for men who refuse to settle. Here we forge elite bodies, unshakable minds, and bulletproof lives. I'm Stephen Curcio, bodybuilder, coach, and founder of Humbled Fitness. I help career-driven men over 30 reclaim their edge, build muscle naturally, and rise to a higher standard in every area of life. This isn't motivation, it's mission. This isn't therapy, it's transformation. So if you're done playing small, get ready to level up. Be humble, be bold, be humbled. Let's get into it. You can have the perfect plan, the best macros, the most elite training program. But if your mind is still average, your life will always be limited. Today, we're going to talk about a type of bondage that most men never recognize. It's not physical, it's not financial, but mental. Because an average mindset doesn't just hold you back, it owns you. You ever wonder why some men get stuck in plateaus? They're disciplined but not dangerous. They're consistent but not convicted. There's no passion. They're moving, but they're not progressing. Here's why. They're still carrying an average mindset. They've upgraded their routines, they've optimized their calendars, they even built some muscle. But mentally, they're still owned by the same excuses, fears, insecurities, and stories that have kept them playing small for years. They're free men acting like slaves. And guess what? An average mindset is a very small box to operate from, my friend. It's time to escape it. Let me make this real. You've probably said one or more of these things before. That's just how I've always been. I just need more motivation. It's not the right season for me. I know what to do. I just need to do it. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not doing terrible. I'll get back on track next month. I'm sure you've probably said those things before. That's mental mediocrity. That's how the average man speaks to himself. And the problem isn't just what you're saying, it's what you're accepting. I'm just trying to get back to where I was. What you're really saying is, I've made peace with the decline. Let me say that again. I've made peace with the decline. You've stopped creating, you've started coping. You've stopped commanding your life. You've started negotiating with it. Let me tell you something the world won't. The most dangerous place a man can live is in his own head with no leadership. You're either training your mind or being trained by your past. There is no neutral. Every day your thoughts are either building your next level or reinforcing the ceiling you've been stuck under for years. Now here's the scary part. An average mindset will let you function. They'll let you look like you're doing a good job. But it will never, I repeat, never let you be free from mediocrity. You'll keep showing up, but never break through to the next level. Now, let's break it down. There are three dominant traps I see in average-minded men. The comparison trap. I'm doing better than him. I'm stronger than most guys at the gym. At least I'm not where I used to be. You're measuring yourself against mediocrity instead of mission and passion. Comparison kills ambition. It gives you a fake win and makes you passive. And listen, I was to blame for that. I was at fault for that. 2, the victim loop. I would if I had more time. It's just been a busy season. My metabolism isn't what it used to be. Work's been crazy. You've turned your circumstances into masters. And men who live in victim loops lose their authority, period. 3, the stalled identity. I've always struggled with this. That's just not how my brain works. I'm not wired like you, man. That's not self-awareness, that's self-sabotage in a mask. Your brain will always protect the identity you've agreed to. And if you agreed that you're average, every decision you make will protect your belief, even if you say you want more. Now here's a personal story from my upbringing. Growing up, I was an average, maybe above average student. More specifically, I got B plus and A minus. That's more or less what's qualified as above average, right? So that was what I got in high school. But those around me, those that were my friends, they were overachievers. My friends were all in the top 10 to 50 in our class of 400 students. I was in the mid 100s, around 140 to 150, I believe. I don't remember the exact number. And although this was good, it wasn't great. I remember saying stuff like, I have to study more to keep up with you guys. You guys are just smarter than me. I had a rough upbringing. That's why I can't keep up. And although some of those things are probably valid, some of those excuses were probably true, it's still the mindset of an average individual. I remember there was a kid named Alex. I kind of didn't like him, but I had a respect for him. We both had a similar intellect, but he didn't make excuses. He knew the genetic lot he was given intellectually. Instead of making excuses and getting bitter, he got better. Here's an example. I remember junior year of high school, we both were taking an AP US history class together. And when it came to winter break, I remember I chose to play video games, watch TV, hit the gym, and, relax. Like most kids. You know what Alex did? He locked himself in his room and studied every day for a certain select amount of hours. After he studied, he then went off to go relax, did whatever he wanted. I remember him telling me this. I remember me being completely shocked and honestly a good amount of shame because I knew I squandered my valuable time. So how do you break free? How do you break free from your mental average? You have to raise your internal standard. That means you don't just track your workouts, you track your thoughts. You ask yourself, is this thought aligned with my next level or my last season? Is this decision coming from a mission mindset or a management mindset? Is this belief making me stronger or keeping me stuck? You get aggressive about how you speak to yourself. You stop saying, I'll try, I'll see how the week goes, I hope I stay consistent. And you start declaring over yourself, excellence is my new standard. I am an overachiever. I am disciplined. Because if you wait to feel like it, you'll lose every single time. But if you decide and train your mind to obey, you win before you ever touch a barbell. I want you to hear this. You don't owe your old mindset a thing. You don't have to keep honoring the identity you wore in your 20s or even the one you picked up when life got hard or the one the world says is realistic. You weren't called to be realistic. You were called to be radical. You're called to live with clarity, conviction, and confidence, to think like a warrior, not a warrior. To speak life over your body, your family, your finances, and your future. You are called to be free. An average mindset is modern day slavery, but the chains aren't on your wrists. They're in your head. Here's what I want you to do this week. 1, identify the dominant average thought you've been tolerating. Maybe it's, I'm too tired to train. This is just who I am. I'll never be jacked again. I'll wait for motivation. I'm not like those guys. Write it down, call what it is, mental poison. Step 2, replace it with a war-ready statement. Something like, my body is an assignment, not an option. I wasn't built to be tired. I was built to be dangerous. Mediocrity isn't welcome here anymore. Whatever gets you going, whatever drives you, whatever gets you fired up, write it down and replace your negative thoughts. Step 3, repeat it out loud every morning this week. Don't think about it, say it. You want your body to change? Start by changing your language. You want your strength to increase? Raise your internal narrative. Because until your identity shifts, nothing else will. Listen to me. The average mindset wants to keep you manageable, tame, predictable, safe. But you weren't built for that. You were built to be renewed in the spirit of your mind. You were built to walk in freedom, to live, to think like a king, to live with mental fire and spiritual clarity. And if you want to break the mold, start with your mind. If you're done thinking like the man you used to be and ready to build the mindset of the man you were designed to be, then let this be the moment you stop managing your thoughts and start leading them. Until next time, be humble, be bold, be humbled. If you want a body that commands respect, a mind that doesn't fold, and a legacy your family can feel, start living like the man you were born to be. No more waiting, no more hiding. take action, lead the way, and remember, be humble, be bold, be humbled. I'll see you in the next one.